Bob Pavlich. So I've been directing 3 Pro and I need to ask, how do you develop real relationships out there on the stage?
Well, it'll start with the actors having a strong sense of the character before even rehearsals start, of who they're playing. Once they have that, then all the rest of the work should happen on the floor.
Right, so that's just for human characters, yeah?
Well, no, not necessarily.
Really?
No. No, if you were to play, say, a dog, for instance, on stage, the same processes need to apply. I once played a Labrador in a production. I chose Labrador deliberately because of the status of the Labrador. The Labrador is quite a low status dog. I was playing against a high status character who took the role of a German Shepherd. And it was the interaction between the Labrador and the German Shepherd and the differences in their status that gave the play its power.
So it sounds like you preferred the dog.
It was the sort of role that you just feel strong empathy and connection for. Very few of those roles come along in life, but when I was offered the role of the Labrador and successfully pulled it off, I think successfully pulled it off, yeah, it gave me a great sense of satisfaction.
Okay, so we've got the characters down, but what sort of tricks can you use out there on the floor to show the audience the relationship between the two of them?
Well, I guess we use the space to its maximum potential. We investigate the different spatial relationships between the characters. They could be, we could set a scene up where the characters are far apart, or set a scene up where the characters are close together. We can hone in on the moments that are most crucial.
It's easy to know about other people's relationships just by where they are relative to each other in a space. This is Nico. G'day, Nico. Here Nico is all alone, so we can't tell much about his relationships. Let's bring in Natalie. G'day, Natalie. Distance is important. Here we can't tell much about what's going on. Now we can see there's a recognition, a spark. Now, clearly, they're closer. Now, there's intimacy. See? It's a beautiful thing. Height also matters. Here the far off Nico is small. Natalie clearly pities that sad little man in the distance. Moving Natalie closer, it's no longer pity that she shows, just an endless, heart-wrenching shame. Now Natalie's on a box. Here Natalie's powerful, has a higher status than Nico. Here she's more important. Here she's going to get us a fine from work cover. So we understand how two people work. But what happens if we introduce a third? This is Caitlin. G'day, Caitlin. Once again, proximity. Here the three of them are close. Very close. Like a happy family. like a little bunch of mates. Now two are close and one's distant. Clearly Nico's on the outside, looking in as they look back at him. Now the two aren't even facing Nico, and all Nico can do is look into a world that he can never know. Now you start to see how using 3, 2, or even one person's relationship in a space, you can work out the relationship between them. Thanks, Caitlin. Thanks, Natalie. Thanks, Nico.
Yeah, you've got kids, right? Are they getting into the theatre thing as well?
No, I've got a daughter who doesn't like theatre at all. Well, I can't drag her to the theatre. She's an inside on-baller. Football is her game.
So I guess in this case, the apple's fallen pretty far from the tree.
Seems to have, yeah. It's a bit of a disappointment. Although she's a pretty good footballer.
Not always one big happy family.
No.
And I think that's why Louise and I get on.
There's a lot of
too.
screaming.
We actually say what we think. If I don't agree, even though it's her school.
Like Mum will come with a costume and I'll go, that is disgusting.
Yeah, and I'll go, well, I think it looks great.
They are not wearing that. I'm sorry.
So what?
And she'll go, well, I think it's great. And I'll go, well, I think it's awful. Would you want to wear that?
I mean, I always had my sticky nose in your business.
But even people will say at dancing, they'll go up to Mum and they'll go, Jennifer, you must have worked really hard to have this relationship with Louise.
Well, I said I didn't. I don't think I did. It's just the way it is. I've never thought about it.
It is a beautiful family tradition that was passed down my Irish maternal bloodline. So my mum, my granny, my great granny, and it goes back and back and back. Every family that I've come across that reads tea, or every person, reads differently. So I was very heavily influenced, by all of my mum's lovely books and the constant smiles of people and the laughing and the happiness that would leave the kitchen after each reading. We do share pictures of fun cups and things like that, and because our passions are aligned, then it does keep us connected. But also when you've got that kind of genetic thing going on, you have to. You can't not.
I always wanted daughters, so my dream has come true. And we have 2, and we're pretty close. We've always treated each other as grown-ups, and we basically confide in a lot of stuff. There was a particular fascination about design and being able to create.
It's good to, have someone, if I really am stuck, I've got someone there that can help.
When you finished school, you started to audition. That's not easy. That's the hardest thing in the world, to get that leg in. And I said, well, you need something else. Teach. She goes, I'm not teaching. I said, too bad, you have to teach. You have to teach dance.
Yeah, being a teacher is a really important job because you're influencing, you're teaching, you're not just dancing, it's everything. Well, Joe dances. I took him and he goes to May Downs, where I learnt from. I see parts of Joe and I go, oh, there's something there. But if, he turned around and said to me, I want to play football or something like that, I'd be absolutely devastated. No, I wouldn't. No, well, I would be sad that, but he's got to do what he's got to do.
He definitely didn't push me into it. I think what it was is I used to always, when I was little, come into the office, see everything, see what they do.
There's always the feeling that they're protected because they're privileged, because they're the daughters of one of the directors. But I'm sure that she would probably like to be in a place where there's no reference back to myself. The reality of it is that they're both very capable, exceptionally capable, and so they would easily get the position regardless of whether I were here or not.
it would be lovely to continue it on, just because we do have that long legacy. And from all of the tea readers that I know internationally, I think we have the longest documented legacy. And when it comes to being a family thing, it's fabulous, because when my baby was born, I could sit at the dining table with my clients with the baby on my chest and read tea just like my granny and my great granny used to do. It's lovely that they can be involved in that ceremony.
Yeah, look, it's nice to have him.
Everybody needs a little bit of a spirit of encouragement, and that's what we give each other.
Without my family, I wouldn't have this gift, I wouldn't have the ability, and it is definitely a passion of mine that will last forever.
She's my best friend.
Yeah. Oh, are you going to make me cry?
Don't, because then you'll make me cry. Now you're making me cry.
Oh dear. There we go.
Oh God, we need a holiday together.
Yeah, I know.